हेलो गाइस, वेलकम यू ऑल टू एआई की पाठशाला। एआई की पाठशाला आपकी अपनी पाठशाला है। एंड टुडे इज द फिफ्थ डे इन द पांडास बूट कैंप. So let me share you my screen first, and we are going to discuss a lot of things today. So just wait. So I've created one file of by the name day5.ipynd, and whatever thing we are going to do today, I'm going to day wise I'm creating file, and every day whatever thing we are doing, we were creating in that file and pushing it to GitHub so that it will be easy for you to understand in what day what are the concepts that we have discussed in which days. So now today let's now look at two very convenient method for exploring our data. And the two methods that we are going to discuss today is called head method and the tail method. Head method and the tail method. So let's discuss this. What is the method that I am going to the called head method, head and tail method, tail method. Tail method. So the two methods that we are going to discuss is called the head method and the tail method. So let's say we have a series for integers. I will create here by using a list comprehension. And then with the help of that, I'm going to explain you these two methods first, the head method and the tail method. So let's create first one series. Let's create one series of integers. So I'm writing the name of the variable int underscore series, and thereafter pd dot series, and inside that what we used to provide some data. So here I'm providing it a data in the form of list comprehension. So in the form of list, so like I for I in range, let's say 60. So if I'm going to run this, first of all, what I need to do? First of all, I need to uh, import pandas and numpy. Let's say, so first import pandas as pd and import numpy as lp. Import numpy as lp. Fine. So let's choose the environment. Fine. Thereafter, if I am running this, and let's see int underscore series, what I will get. So I'm getting a series. I'm getting this series. Fine. This is my index value and this is my value. This column is my basically is my index 0 to 60. 60 is not included, and 0 to 59. It is giving me like that because I have given it this value I for I in range 60. So it is generating a range of value starting from 0 till 59 because the upper limit is not included. Fine. So this is the series, let's say. Now, you can also generate this simply by without, if you do not want to use this list comprehension, if you simply write here pd dot, let's say series, series, and if you simply pass here range 60, this also give you the same thing. I'm just writing it for you so that you can understand. Both will give you the same thing, so either you can do. Now let's come to, if let's say if you want to access some attributes which we have discussed in the last session. Let's say int underscore series, and let's say I want to access this attribute called size. So what you will get? You will get 60 because there are 60 values inside it. 60 item is inside this. 60 row is inside this. So you are getting 60, size 60. Fine. Also, you can find it by writing this thing int length int underscore series. This will also give you the same thing, 60. Both things. So what if just by looking at this series, if you look at this series, so it is like it's a bit ugly and overwhelming. Imagine we have millions of data points. So most frequently we want to see the structure of series without producing all of it, or how this series looks like, without spilling the whole of the series. So I do not basically what I do not want to see the whole of the series. I simply want to see the structure. So for seeing the structure, I do not require the complete series, or when in the further, when we are going to study this data frame, so then we do not require the whole data frame. I simply require few datas to see how my series looks like, what are the contents inside it, and just I have to see the structure. So for that we use this method called head method. So how we can use this head method? Let me write it here. So if you simply write int underscore series dot head and then this bracket, and if you will run it, it will give you this series with the first 5 data. Here when you are accessing the series pd.series, when you are accessing this series, what we are getting, we are getting the whole of the series. But I do not require the whole of the series. I required only few data points. So if you will use this head method, it will give you the first 5 data points. By seeing this first 5 data points, you can come to the conclusion about the structure of this series. Similarly, you can also able to see the last 5 data points inside this series. So how this is? You can do this with the help of the tail method. This is my tail method. With the help of this tail method, you are able to see the last 5 data points. Can you see last 5 data points? Head method give you the first 5 data points, and the tail method give you the last 5 data points. Now, you can also do it like, if let's say if I want to access with the help of this head method, let's say if you want to access just 3 data points, first 3 data points, so you have to simply give here 3 and you have to run it. Can you see? Now I am getting only 3 data, 0, 1, 2. Similarly, here inside this is the value of n. This is n, whatever n. Basically, this is n is equal to 3. I am giving the n is my parameter and 3 is my argument, actual value. So if I run this, it will give me this thing. So n. So whatever value of n you will supply from the starting of this series, it will give you that particular, that much rows it will give you. Now, let's say if you will give, instead of this n is equal to 3, let's say take some other values, n is equal to, let's say 10. What will happen? It will give you the first 10 items, first 10 rows. Can you see 0 to 9? Fine. Similarly, you can do this in the tail also. Where is my tail? Here is my tail. So let me take this. And if let's say I am writing n is equal to, let's say, give 7. So what it will give me? It will give me the last 7 rows from last 7 rows of this series. Can you see? I am getting the last 7 rows of this series. If we are not giving any value inside it, so by default, it was supplying me last 5 rows. But now, since I am giving it a value and is equal to 7, so now it is giving me the last 5 values or the last 7 index. Fine. So one important thing is that now by seeing the few values, you can easily able to understand how this thing looks like and everything. So, but one important thing is that lot of data science environment, or you can say notebook environment, already truncate output as a convenient for us. So let's see this, how they do this. Let's write one series, SERIS series, and let's give some very large value. Let me give one. Let's say I'm giving this value. Fine. If I am running this, let's see what it is happening. This environment already is, since this is a very large value, so it is giving me the first 5 values, and then it is truncating the middle values, all the values that is present in bidding, and it is supplying me the last 5 values. So this is how they are doing. Can you see? This is just for our convenience. But it's say, if let's say if I want some values in the middle, we can able to access it. There is a way we are going to discuss further. So there is a way to access it. But if you will give any large value, let's reduce the value to 100. Let's say, let's reduce the value to 100 and see what happens. Can you see? And now let's reduce the value to 50. Let me see from which value it starts giving me, it starts truncating the values. See, when I am giving it 50, it starts truncating from 24 onwards. But when I am giving it like some 100 values or above, it is truncating all the values in between. Only it is giving me the first 5 values and the last 5 values. So this is clear. This is very easy. So it is also writing here output is truncated, view as a scrollable element or open in a text editor, adjust cell output settings. So it is already adjusted in such a way. Fine. Now let's say although we do not use to do this often because we do not require, but let's say if you want that the minimum rows when you are accessing this series, and if you want to display the minimum rows, not 5, by default it will display you the first 5 rows and the last 5 rows. So but you want to display so basically it is displaying you 10 rows, first 5 rows and the last 5 rows. So but if you want to display like something else, like if you want to display first 20 rows and the last 20 rows, let's say, so in that case you want that whenever you access this series, it shall display you the first 20 rows and the last 20 rows. So there is a way to do it. So you have to write pd dot options, optio options, context pd dot option dot display, and then dot minimum rows, and you have to give it a minimum rows value. Let's say I am giving it 40. So now if you will run this, and this again I am going to use this thing, same thing. Earlier I was getting only 5 rows from beginning and 5 rows from end. Now I've set the minimum rows is equal to 40, So what, again, I'm going to run this. So let's say this time what it is giving me. So let's say what it will give me. So can you see, since I have set the minimum rows to 40, so it is giving me first 20 rows from the beginning and the last 20 rows from the, and some values from the middle and some values from the end. So it is giving me like this. Fine. This is all because I have set the minimum rows is equal to 40. That's why it is taking like, it is showing me like that. Fine. So this is all. Now let's talk about accessing or extracting the values from series by index position. What I'm going to talk? Accessing or extracting the values from series.
सर
Yes.
सर हमने जो ऊपर लिखा है सर मिनिमम रोज इज इक्वल टू 40 सेट किया है हमने, बट सर जो हमारा आउटपुट अभी आया है जो इसके बाद हमने कमांड रन किया सर उसमें 40 रोज टोटल में नहीं है, तो सर इनका कोई रिलेशन नहीं है क्या आपस में?
ओके, ये 40 रोज हमने सेट किया है एंड ये लेट्स से ये नहीं आ रहा है ना, करेक्ट। तो पता नहीं, लेट्स पांडास कीप ऑन अपडेटिंग इटसेल्फ, तो इट में हैव समथिंग कुछ अभी इसमें रहा होगा, तो मैं अवेयर नहीं हूँ, मैं इसको देख के आपको क्लियर करूंगा। अदरवाइज मैं पुराने वर्जन पे जब काम किया था तो दिस वाज लाइक हैपनिंग। अच्छा, ये कुछ इसमें क्या रहता है कि ये इसके अंदर भी एक सेटिंग्स होता है, ये देखो एडजस्ट सेल आउटपुट, इस सेटिंग में जाके हमको वो चेंजेस करना होता है, वो ऐसा सेटिंग किया होगा कि इस तरह से चीजें हमको दे। इफ आई विल गो इनसाइड दिस सेटिंग एंड आई विल चेंज इट, सो अकॉर्डिंगली इट विल गेट चेंज्ड। फाइन, ये आप सेटिंग का भी है, इसमें आप सेटिंग में जाके इसको हम चेंज कर सकते हैं। सो अभी उसको देखना पड़ेगा कि ये सेटिंग में क्या मैंने कैसे बाय डिफॉल्ट ये सेट है, उस हिसाब से इट इज गिविंग मी द आउटपुट। सो इट्स नॉट ए सच ए बिग डील, सो डोंट वरी। ठीक है,
थैंक यू सर।
ठीक। सो ये इस नोटबुक का ये है, इफ यू विल एक्सेस इट इन सिंपली इन जुपिटर नोटबुक विदाउट यूजिंग दिस VS कोड, you will get it there, definitely you will get it. So accessing or extracting the values from this series by index position. Fine. So to understand this, we are doing something like I'm importing ASCII lowercase. So how to import the ASCII lowercase? From string, string string, import ASCII ASCII underscore lowercase. Let's say ASCII underscore, sorry, let us not lowercase. Fine. Let's import it. So now see what is my ASCII lowercase, ASCII ASCII lowercase. If I run this, I'm getting this. Basically ASCII lowercase is nothing but it's a string of it's a concatenated string of A to Z basically. So I am getting the, in the lowercase I am getting A to Z, that too in concatenated form. So this is ASCII lowercase. But my point is, let's say if I want, if I'm giving it, so if I'm giving it, this is basically my string. This is this thing is basically my string, one string. This is simply one string. Fine. Let's say I want to create one series with the help of a string. We have already created it earlier. let's give it some string values. Let's give it Varun. Let's give it Varun. So what happens? If I simply run it, I will get here this string, complete string Varun, and only one index will come because only one item is there. Fine, only one index will come. That is the 0 index. Similarly, if I am going to use this ASCII lowercase and I am going to create a series, it will give me only one thing. It will only give me one value. That is from A to Z. Let's create it and see what happens. So instead of this thing, if I will simply write here ASCII lowercase, which is my this value, I will run this, I will get like this, which I was getting earlier, Varun. Instead of this Varun, it is coming this A to Z. Fine, but this is not very useful for me. So let's do one thing. First, I'm going to create a list of all the lowercase letters. So how can I create a list? This is very simple. Simply you have to pass this ASCII lowercase inside my list. If I will pass, I will get the list of all the alphabets in lowercase from A to Z separately. Can you see the list of all the alphabets and all are separate? Now if I will create a series, now if I will pass this list inside my series while creating a series, then I will get the values. I will get 26 rows basically, having each rows having values A, B, C, D, and like that. So let's do it. Let's create it. If you will check the length of this list, if let me check the length of list, you should get 26. Why you should get 26? Because we know there are 26 letters in an alphabet. So I'm getting this 26 from A to Z. Now, let's create this list by the name. Let's create one variable, letters is equal to, and list ASCII lowercase. ASCII, ASCII, ASCII lowercase. So I'm creating a list and I'm putting it inside this variable letters. Fine. Now I'm creating one variable called alphabet, 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 and let's create a series and store it inside this SERIES series and store this inside and supply letters. Fine. If you will do this, and let's now this series is created. Series, what is the name of my series? I have saved my series in a variable alphabet. So I want to see the let's say I want to see the structure of my series. So instead of accessing the whole of the series, I will simply write, let's say I'm writing alphabet dot head method I'm using, and let's take some values. Let's say I want to access first 6 values rows. So if I will run it, I'm getting first 6 rows from 0 to 5. That means 6. So can you see A, B, C, D, E, and data type is an object. Now, let's say if you want to access only, the first value. Here, first value means if you want to access the first value. So let's see what you will get. My first value is this, 0th row. 0 row is my first value. So I will get this thing 0A. Now, one very important point here that I would like to access you. This is a head method of accessing this series. But you can also access this with the help of square bracket. So, but there is a difference in accessing it with the help of this square bracket and this head method. So what is that difference? Let's understand that difference. So let's say if I am writing alphabet here and putting this square bracket, and because this is basically this is square bracket, and if let's say I am giving it 1, here alphabet dot head, I am giving it 1, so I was getting the first value, and my first value or my first row, my first value was a 0th index. But let's say if I am writing this alphabet and giving it a square bracket, inside the square bracket I am passing 1, so what I am getting? I am getting B. Here 1 means this is an index. This is 1 means when I am giving it, when I am supplying it inside a square bracket, some value inside a square bracket. So this is basically an index value. That's why it is giving me the value at first index. Let's say if you want the value at 0th index. So what you have to do? You have to write here 0 instead of 1. If you will write 0, then you will get this A, because A is present at 0th index. Fine. So in this way, so what I mean to say, if you want to access in this way with the help of this square bracket way, if you want to access this first letter, let's say first letter, what you need to do? You have to give the index value 0. Let's say this is a question for you, Varun. Let's say I want to access the value at I want to access 11th letter. So with the help of this square bracket. So what I shall write here? Can you tell me? 11th letter.
So you should write 11 only, that index में जो 11 होगा वही आ जाएगा.
So what shall I write here?
11.
11? No, I will write 10 here. Why 10? Because 0 is also included, na? And if I want to access the 11th index, the value at the 11th letter is present at the 11th index. See, 11th letter is present at the 11th index. Are you getting my point, na? So I have to
Yes.
write 10 here, because first it will start from 0 index. So 10th index is the 11th letter. Correct? Do you got
Yes,
my
sir.
point? It starts
Yes,
from, it is starting from the 0th index, na? So it is starting from the 0th index. See, this is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 11. Let's write 11. And here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So it is starting from the, what is my 11th letter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My 11th letter is at 10th index, na? Do you get it? My 11th letter is at 10th index because I am starting the counting from 0. That's why I have to give it 10 here. Do you understand? Fine.
Yes, sir.
So let's move ahead and let's explore something more here. Keep on exploring something more. So similarly, with the help of this, if I want to access, let's say if I want to access, this is very simple thing that I am going to discuss. if I want to access first three letters, so what I will write? Simply, I will use the slicing method and I will do this. So first three letters is, I'm getting the first three letters, A, B, C. I've used the slicing. This upper limit 3 is not included. So I am getting the value from 0, 1, 2. Similarly, if let's say I want to access first four letters, first three letters and first four letters. So what you will do? Let's say you want to access first four letters. So even you can not give this thing. It is not necessary even to mention 0, because this means it will automatically start from the 0. If you are not giving any value in the left of this column, so what it means? It means that it will default by default start from the 0th index. So like this. Similarly here also, if you will remove this 0, it will not impact. So this will give you the first four letters. This is giving you first four letters. This is giving first three letters. First three letters. Fine. 11th letter, first letter. Fine. Now, similarly, you can use the concept of slicing to access other values also. Let's use slicing to do something like, I want to access 6th through 10th letters. 6th through 10th letters. That means starting from the 6th and ending at before 10th. So what I will do? I have to write here 5 column 10. If you will run this, you will get this. 6th. What is my 6th value? 6th value is at index 5. And 10th letter through 10th letter. And 10th letter is, or 6th through 10th letter. 6th letter is at index 5 and 10th letter is at index 9. Since it is at index 9, I am taking one more index because the upper limit is not included. I am writing here 10. Fine. 6th through 10th letter. 10th letter is at 9th index. Do you got this, Varun?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's say if you want to access last 6 letters. If you want to access last 6 letters, so how you will do this? So last, can you guess? Any guess from your side? Last six letters. LETTERS letters. So what you can do here? If you want to write the last 6 letters?
21:26.
Correct. Is 6. So let's see. So 2 to 5, 2 to 4, 1, 5 only. 5 values you are getting. Because you are taking 26. So 26 is not included. So you have to write 27 here. Correct? 21. So it is also not taking this 27. Fine. And if you will give 25 here, so what will happen? If you will give 26 here, 26 here, what will happen? This 25 value is, yeah, it's fine. Last 6 letters, na? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to give a
20.
So then you will get the last 6 letters. You can do this. You can also do this by writing in another way. Let's say, what is another approach to solve the same thing? You can write like negative indexing -6 till end. So it will start from the, let me explain you this thing. Let me explain you. See, here A, B, C, D till, let's say, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Fine. So if I will start indexing from here, what will be my indexing? 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. It will go till, let's say, 25 index. But let's say if I will start indexing in reverse order, so it will start indexing like this: -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and this is my -6. Since I want last 6 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can start from -6 here, and then I am not writing anything after my colon. So that means it will automatically reach till the end. So it will start from this. Start from -6 means start from this U, and it will go till end. What is the end? Z. So if I will do this also, I will get the same output. So let's do it. Can you see? I am getting the same thing what I was getting earlier. So this is now. Similarly, if let's say if I want to access the elements by level, so this is what we have discussed here. If I will go back, so accessing or extracting the values from series by index position. So here we are accessing the values of this series by index position. Now I want to access the elements by level. What it means, you will in a very soon you will understand the difference. Let me write it here. I want to accessing elements by level. So to access this, let me import ASCII uppercase. Here I was like using ASCII lowercase in this case. So in this case, I'm using ASCII uppercase, so that the things will remain visually, it remain clear that from string module, import ASCII uppercase. This time I am importing ASCII uppercase. And what was my ASCII lowercase? If I will write, if let's say I'm accessing ASCII lowercase, which I have already imported earlier, I was getting this. And now I am also accessing ASCII uppercase. This time what is happening? Same thing is there, but only thing is that this string is having values in uppercase, capital A to capital Z. Now, let's do one thing. Now, let's create this series. And in this series, I want to do things like, now, what I'm going to do, let me explain you first. I'm going to create one series. I'm going to create one series. So what is the thing that we use to create? First, we write pd dot series, and inside this pd dot series, we need to give data, some data, and then we used to give index, let's say. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to supply, in place of this data, I'm going to supply this ASCII lowercase, list of ASCII lowercase, ASCII lowercase, lowercase, and in the place of this index, I'm going to supply list of, here also I am going to supply list of, and here also I'm going to, and here I am going to supply list of ASCII uppercase, ASCII uppercase. These are just nothing. This don't afraid of this ASCII uppercase and lowercase. This is just for making you understand one series in which I'm using something to differentiate between the two, so that you can able to see clearly what is inside this index and what is inside this data or value. So thereafter, we are going to do something more inside it. So let's create this series. So now let's give the name of this series, some name. Let's give LABE, LED labeled underscore alphabet, and create the series pd dot series series, and data is equal to, let's say, give data. What data I want to give? List of ASCII, ASCII lowercase. Let's say list of ASCII lowercase. This is the data that I want to give, and at the position of the index, what I want to give? Let's give list of ASCII uppercase. So now run this. Now see what labeled alphabet. Now let's see our series. So this is the series. So this is like it is giving me everything. So I want to access the only first few values. So let's write labeled alphabet dot head, and let's access the first three values only. First three up. So can you see? This is my series, and inside this series, this is my series, and this thing is my level or index level, and this thing is my data. It's called index. So now at the index position, I'm using level. That means instead of this 0, 1, 2, which was a default thing that it is taking earlier, now I have replaced it with some level. And what is the level? I have already defined it while creating this series. My data is ASCII lowercase, so I am getting this data in the lowercase, and my index, this index thing. So instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, it is taking this ASCII uppercase. So I'm getting this capital or uppercase letters in place of my index, and this lowercase in place of my data or value. So let's erase this. Now, what next thing that I would like to explain you? Let's play a little bit with this this level alphabet. So if let's say if instead of this level, let's copy this level alphabet here and paste it here. Now pd dot series data is equal to list. Fine, everything is fine with data. But let's say I want to write in the index, instead of this ABC, what instead of this ABC, I want to write, instead of this ABC in level, I want to write label level underscore A, let's say level underscore BL underscore B, or level underscore C. So till Z, I want to write this thing. So there is one like big method. There is one a little bit complex way of doing achieving this, and there is also a very simple way of achieving this. So okay, it's 11:26. Okay, fine. So I will wrap it in just this is the last thing that I am going to discuss. So let's I want to do it like this, and thereafter I will also explain you a very easy method that pandas offer us to perform the same operation. So let's first approach this with the help of that a little complex way. So to achieve this thing, what I need to do, I want to write one this list. Fine, let's write one lambda function, and then let's map it with the help of this list ASCII. So how to write this? So put here. Let's write lambda x, and then let's write the label level underscore, and then write plus x comma this thing, and thereafter finally I want to map this with this ASCII list of ASCII uppercase. So map this with this. Fine. So lambda this thing. If I will run this now, it will take okay, LAMB lambda. Now it is taking. Fine, let's access this labeled alphabet. Can you see? I am getting like this level underscore A. So this is a way, just I wanted to make it a little more clear. So you can use this way. You have to simply map. You have to write an anonymous or lambda function inside it, and whatever you are writing, you have to map this with the help of with list of ASCII uppercase. You will get like this. So you're in the place of your level, you will get level A, level B, level C till level Z, and this will remain as it is. This value remain as it is. So in this thing, what you are going to, let's say, labeled 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 alphabet. Let's say if you want to access only head, so what you will get? You'll get only head, first 5 values. Similarly, if you want to access the first letters, so you will get only the first letters. Similarly, if you want to access the 11th letter, first three letters, like we have accessed earlier. So let me explain you. I will take 2 more minutes. I will take 2 more minutes to finish this up. So let me explain it this thing to you. So let's say if you want to access in the same way with the help of this level alphabet, and if I want to access what first letter, so first letter what I will get with the help of 0th index. So what you are getting? This A. Can you see? I am getting this A, and it is giving me some warning. Okay, deprecated. This position is deprecated. In a future version, integers key will always be treated as levels. What it means to access a value by position, use sir.ilock. Okay, we are going to discuss this thing in the future. That means this future is already deprecated. Deprecated means it is no longer present. Now in the future version of this pandas, you will not get this feature to access it like this. Fine. So that's why it is giving me. Instead of it, it is telling me to access it by this way. So we are going to use this. We are going to study in the future session, so that then we will understand. Similarly, let's say if you want to access with the help of level, so how you can access this? Let's access this with the help of this. I was accessing with the help of index position. Now let's access this with the help of level. So level underscore, let's say A. If you will access it by this also, you will get the same thing. So I was accessing it with the help of this index, and I have accessed with the help of my level. So similarly, you can access this any level. You can able to access this, and whatever thing that we have done here in the ASCII lowercase, all these things, this slicing operations and all those things, everything you will be able to do it here also. So let's say if I want to, this is a level A. Let's say if I want to access something like level K, I want to see what is present in my level K. What is the data inside my level K? So can you see this K is coming? Similarly, you can able to do this thing also. You can able to perform this slicing operation. Let's say I am performing this slicing operation. Let's say 3. What I have performed here. So I am getting this from first, that means 0th index, to my 3rd index position. So similarly, you will be able to perform, like let's say if instead of this thing, this slicing, you can also use the level also. So instead of this 3, let's say if you will write level LABEL underscore C, then also you will get the same thing. Can you see? You are getting the same thing. Starting from the 0th, starting from the 0th index till level C, and my level C is this C. And here I was using the index position. Here I am using the level. So similarly, you can do other things also that we have discussed in the last session. Let's say I want to access from the 5th or 6th value till 10th. So you can do it like this, and you can also do it by using the level. So what is the level of this 5th? Level of my 5th is like LABEL underscore F underscore capital F, and this 10th is level LABEL underscore J. So if I will access it, I will get the same thing. Similarly, one last thing that we have discussed, let me access it like if I want to access the last 6 values. So what you were ask 20 till 25. Fine. This was your way, Varun, I suppose. And we can also do it like this way. We can also do it like starting from, let's say, -6 till 20. You can access it. And similarly, you can instead of this -6, you can use this the level also. What you can use? You can use instead of this -6, you can use this thing like level LABEL underscore capital U. If you will access it, you will get the same thing. So this is all for the day. In the next session, I will explain you one easy way to do this instead of writing this whole thing. This whole thing. This is a very easy fix to it. So that's all for the day. So how was the session today, Varun? Can you let me first push this code to GitHub. So let's first save this code. Save whatever I have done. Now let's push it to the GitHub. Today is 5th day. 5th day of Pandas camp completed. Let's commit it. Committed, same changes. Okay. Done. So those of you who are watching the recorded session and would like to come to my free live session, you can join my Telegram group, subscribe the Telegram channel, and I used to post the link of my live session there, and you can join through that link and access the benefit of free live session. So how was the session today, Varun? Can you give a little feedback? And guys, those of you who are watching the recorded session, and if you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment. I am like willing and to clarify all your doubts, or I will make a separate videos for your doubts also if you have any particular doubt regarding this session. So Varun, it's over to you.
It was good.
Okay. So you want this session so shall go like this only?
Yes, sir.
Completely hands-on? Fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
we were meeting tomorrow, and we will discuss the other things also tomorrow. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thanks for coming. Take care. Bye.
Good night, sir.
Good night.